I'm chewing. Just doing our usual volume check for a sec here. I think we're good. Cool. So if you've been following along, you know exactly what we're doing. We've set up everything to just walk into the Imperial Magitech Research Facility. I think the first part's called Magitech Factory, though, right? I don't think this will be that bad. I might end up running from some battles, because, I don't know, it's a funny situation. These enemies are designed to be resistant to physical attacks. We have a lot of physical attacks. Streaming today is really about keeping momentum, and I like playing this game. Yeah. And I'm finding this interesting, playing with a couple hacks piled on. Magitech Factory, yeah. So, Onion Knights aren't especially defensive, but that proto armor in the back, well, it's still pretty defensive. Oh, that's nice and strong. Okay. So I think we know what we're doing here. We're gonna fight the bad guys. That's the plan. Some of them. We might still run from some of them. Okay. There's some goodies here. We definitely want the goodies because they include elemental swords that Cyan can use. Let's just wait before we fight these guys. Let's get those elemental swords and then we'll talk. Oh, I thought that was one of them. Getting ahead of myself here. Missing a little bit of experience isn't going to hurt here. Everyone's going to get re-averaged after this area, in all likelihood. This is fun. Flame Tongue. In vanilla, Locke can equip all of the elemental swords. But in this version of the game, he can't. So we're really just looking at what we can give Cyan. Yeah, Locke's got super high HP, both because he's the only one over leveled and because of his green beret. I was just eating something, the chewing I was doing at the start of the stream. It's gluten-free Oreo equivalent. That's not the official name. There's a few brands I've tried, and yeah, they're all a little different. They have pros and cons. I like the way they raise their arm behind them, so it looks really silly when they do that, when they're holding on and their arm's way behind their head. So what's it going to be like if Cyan attacks these guys now? What's it going to be like if... I mean, Mog can kill any humanoid basically for 3 MP, right? Oh. I have a little bit of disappointment there because Mog didn't kill the humanoid. Well, those humanoids I can steal tents from while we're here. But this is going to be a long fight, and it's not really going to be worth it. I think I'm going to run from this type of thing in the future. Hey, Mithril Vest. Cool. I guess tent is the common skill. If Mog can proc whatever the spellcast is on the Thunder Rod, Thundara, he'll be able to take out anything as well. See? Things have been a little crazy for me personally. I mean, I've talked enough about what's going on with me that people who care about that sort of thing know. But in addition to being a stay-at-home dad for the past while with one kid in school and, you know, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old every day, they've been sick recently, so you know how that gets. The 1-year-old just kind of got sick yesterday, really, and it's been a bad time, to put it one way. It has been a bad time. We're not going to do that again. No way. And I'm, you know, almost inevitably going to get sick in the near future, because that's also a part of how these things work. That's going to end up being more valuable because there's more lightning weaknesses here. It's not for any reason other than that. I was really in love with this music when the game was new. Not to say that I'm completely not now, but it doesn't grab me the way it used to. I'll draw attention to it again because it's novel. Whoa, cool. I'll fight them again. 3 magic points too. What was I? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about Prey because that was a pincer attack. Prey does attack both sides on a pincer attack, which is an advantage it has over the Cure spell. Which is funny because it's weaker than the Cure spell. There's trade-offs that are positive and some that are negative. I guess that's what a trade-off is. Sella's learned slow. I think she learned that from her triangle hat. He's learned everything he can from Espers. Would I rather have this? M-block is pretty nice. The rest is very trivial. Speed bonus is kind of cool. I think we'll just keep it. I think the difference is negligible. And in a couple levels she'll be changing, or in like a battle or two, she'll be changing Espers anyway. That'll keep things fresh. Dragoon Boots, I don't believe anyone can use that. I will explore fully despite that. What I'm really hoping for here is Mog's Rod proc. Mog's Rod proc. Now you can see his bolt attack isn't nearly as strong as Mog's. That's a fair bit of MP, but Cyan's not very good blind, so we will fix it. Hopefully we don't just trigger the counter again, and we might. Actually, hopefully that just doesn't ace us. Jeez Louise. Oh, that was his, whatchamacallit, desperation attack. But I changed the ones that were physical in nature to physical, so they're not as game-breaking as they used to be. Cells learn float. And we got a tool. Start learning a couple different spells, that'll be fun. maybe we'll even summon Kieran. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to avoid summoning and play it like we don't have a summoner, so let's not summon. There's no summoner in this game per se. There is a summon command that's dummied out. That could be a fun thing to experiment in the future if I were doing another pure class run. After all, when I did that spreadsheet analyzing the different classes and their frequency in the Final Fantasy series, Summoner was fairly close to the top. No, those guys aren't going to be fun to fight. Forget it. These guys will be fun to fight, so we'll do it. And by fun to fight, I mean instantaneous to fight. Not fun. It's fun running. That will not be useful. Forget it. Am I missing anything important? I feel like I should have got the Blizzard Sword. That would have been a good time to flee, by the way. I just didn't. Where would the Blizzard Sword be? Must be up ahead? Or maybe it has a different name now? So yeah, different gluten-free Oreo-like things. There's a lot of different brands, and they come at different price points. I've decided I like one of the cheaper ones that's widely available here. A well-known gluten-free stuff brand is Glutino, and I find theirs aren't that good. A funny thing with them, and you know, there are going to be people who disagree with me, but I really like the ones that are... I really like opening the package and not eating them for like 2 days. Like, they're a little bit stale. Otherwise, they're really crumbly and dry, but when they accumulate a little bit of moisture, they taste more like a regular Oreo. Ice Brand. Zephyr Cloak. Ice Brand has no particular advantage. Zephyr Cloak could be useful on someone. I don't know, I kind of like this setup. I could use it to keep Locke alive, but I like those Hermes shoes for steals. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave that. Oh, I actually have to ride the conveyor belt to get to the end. Oops. Got the Ice Brand, though. That's one thing that I thought I might miss. I don't know if that's... I guess it'll end up being important later. We're gonna hear woo-hoo-hoo-hoo in a couple seconds. See? And I'll revive the Warring Triad. Not the statues, the Warring Triad. Should I go for that treasure chest? That's a little bit... It'll take me a big roundabout. Where does Kefka go after this scene? Look, I go back to my player guy. I walk down. I engage in an arbitrary combat. Kefka's gone, and we don't think he went down because it's basically the garbage chute. Oh, that was not as exciting as I wanted it to be. Oh, but here's something exciting. Nothing. Gold armor. That's probably useful. Sure. But now I have to walk all the way around to the conveyor belt again. The speed penalties on the armor. There was a speed penalty on the iron armor in vanilla, and I chose to expand that to other armors. I decided Mithril, its basis in this series and in popular fantasy mythology, is that it's ultra light, so it has less of a speed penalty. But just a small speed penalty for wearing heavy armor. Oh, look at that, he's on top of the armor. Which makes sense, right? And he could use a vest if I thought that the speed penalty wasn't worth it. How am I going to even do this fight? I'm going to be swapping a lot to win this. Oh, and I don't even have Ice Brand near the top of my inventory. So I know it's like 3 attacks and then they swap, but I forget if it's 3 of my attacks or 3 of their attacks. I think 3 of my attacks. Ooh. That's strong. For regular Blizzard and with this level, that seems very strong. I mean, he's got 2 earrings. He should be casting strong magic. Wow. No way you didn't switch. I didn't hack that. Oh, what the? I thought I was fighting Ifrit again. You're supposed to use fire on these guys in this game? I didn't really enunciate that last sentence, did I? And Ifrit is optional. You can just not pick up that particular shard. Kind of a funny thing. So that's got a good chance to leave Mog pretty overpowered, because these are black magic espers. I mean, you can kind of tell. I just noticed that Cyan has MP now. I mean, I guess that happened probably at Zozo. Ox got kind of a lot of MP, all things considered. Are these normal MP totals? I didn't hack the MP totals. It just looks so high. Okay, we'll stick with this. You know what, it makes so much more sense to go with Shiva first and learn Osmos. Duh. I used to love this stairwell. This stairwell is a place where you can encounter generals, and I used to think that that was like such an awesome World of Balance rage for Gao. Really, it's pretty average. But I think it's innate protect and casts Cura. So that's kind of cool. Uh-oh. I guess I also like encountering enemies who teach lores. Not so much when I'm the victim of them. Why do I feel like I'm walking up these stairs so slowly? Oh man, this is no good. I kind of feel like I want to encounter generals, but there's no rage list. Okay, there's generals. We'll just consider that encounter to be enough, as opposed to the 2 or 3 general or whatever else there is. Oh, we get a whole other new weapon in here. If we're really careful or obvious. Because I don't know how anyone would really have ever found it without a guide. But there is a fancy item on the screen. I think that Thundara would be absorbed. I think. That made a twink sound instead of treasure chest sound. I've never really noticed that before. So that's an attack boost, but you lose your elemental. You lose your cast, except that you get a stone cast, break cast out of it. I don't know. We got a boss coming up, and before he puts up an elemental barrier, that elemental cast could be very slightly helpful, so... Actually, this would be even more helpful. So maybe I'll just throw on the stone blade. Not have to worry about elemental shenanigans for the rest of the battle. This guy has a pretty good rare steel, but I'm not going to fuss about it. I can probably kill him if Thundara goes off before he changes his weakness. Oh, there's his weakness change, so that timing was good. I don't know if he actually resists slow or what. I also don't remember the elemental of Acid Rain. It could be that he's actually resistant to, or weak to thunder right now. Is that true? Let's try it out. With a light example. Oh yeah. Oh, he's done. Nice. Okay. That was kind of weird and cool. Got another ice brand for some reason. That went better than it probably should have. Okay, let's do a thing here. Let's do this for no particular reason. Nothing. What exactly did that button do? Did I press the kill button? Why was the only button here the kill button? You would think that they would have had a bit more functionality available. Should have been a button to put some food in the fish tank, so the Esper fish would start dropping coins. How did he surmise that just from looking at the Magicite? That line is very vanilla-y. Is this one of those scenes where Mog's not going to move because he's not supposed to be in the party? Have a little faith. Oh, I don't remember Cyan saying that, but you know what? I don't think I usually bring him here. It's a neat line, actually. I wish that was explained what exactly she was doing there. Wonder how this is gonna work. Mog seems okay. Ooh, what happened? Ooh. What do you mean their contents? They're smashed. Here we may as well pay attention to the dialogue to look for those Ted Woolsey uncensored edits. Okay, that's the same as vanilla. That scene's kind of funny. If you don't press A, it just goes on forever. There are tricks to this scene where someone who likes manipulating things can get certain battles they want to see. I don't think it matters for my purposes. Is there anything that matters here? I mean, I could put the hero ring on Mog. I'm not really going to see fantastic physical damage out of him, but... Thief Bracer, I think I'll leave that as is. I wonder if I'm able to flee from mag rotors. That would actually be pretty cool. Now, this might be one of those sequences, though, where fleeing will break the game, because you're not supposed to be able to run away here. Now, the other Mode 7 scene, the last one we saw, looked pretty awesome. This one doesn't hold up so well, I don't think. Oh, and once again we lost our white mage. That's always a pain. We're going to end up with Setzer coming in, and for the one battle, he's going to sort of act like a white mage. He's got black mage stats, but he's not going to have any magic. He's not going to have any quips, basically. So we're just going to pretend for the one battle. It's not going to make a big deal. Not going to be a big deal. Not going to make a big difference is maybe the proper way to say it. Cyan's using the Stone Blade. Really, he would be just fine using Flame Tongue here. The Mag Rotors, I think, are... Or maybe I'm just thinking of the boss here. Or Ice Elemental. What can you steal from these guys? Yeah, I thought so. That's not going to be useful to me, those scrolls. Cyan can really dish out some damage. He's got the Gygus Glove and the Hyper Wrist equipped. Boy, this looks so weird. Did this look cool at the time? Like, I know the other ones did. The Magitech ride and the airship to Vector. Those looked great at the time, but this just looks strange. It's affecting my willing suspension of disbelief. Locke gained another level. Dude's crazy. You know what's funny? I over-level in it. My first several playthroughs, I remember I would get to the floating continent, and there were enemies there who could use Blowfish to do 1,000 damage. And I thought, oh crap, I better have over 1,000 HP. And so for my first couple playthroughs as a probably not even teenager, I would regularly make sure I had 1,000 HP by the floating continent. And that would end up requiring a little bit of grinding at the end of World of Balance, which I don't really advocate for anyone, although it's a shame to get to a point where a bunch of enemies can one-hit KO you. Anyway, Locke's HP is a lot higher than it need be at this point in the game, at least for a regular version of this game. I mean, I've messed with the structure of it a considerable amount. Let's see about stealing the Tempest, because we can. feel like it would be a shame to not get the Tempest. It might just end up being a shame at this rate. Interesting thing about Locke is, and it's probably because of his advanced level, he's not that much weaker than Cyan. And he acts much, much faster because of his high speed and Hermes shoes. Yeah, let's just keep healed. This guy makes me a little bit nervous, frankly. It's not going to be a hard fight. It could be if I keep failing at the steal. The next fight could be a concern, but I guess we'll see. I mean, probably we can just advance this thing if I throw out some Thundaras. Locke, you're not doing a very good job. Ugh. I have no curative magic whatsoever. Normally you would here. Well, maybe not. Depends how strategic you were with your magic learning, but probably most people would want to have some curative magic at this point. I like throwing my Kirin on Locke, mainly because he's forced into the party for a few points, and you have an extra healer if you do that. Plus, he's a good character. He's a natural fit for not getting his magic power heavily boosted, because his endgame equipments benefit from high strength. So putting healing and utility type spells on him makes arguably more sense than putting offensive magics on him. If you're being strategic about that kind of thing, and the game doesn't necessarily even encourage that. It is just as easy to make everyone a master of everything. Or at least it'll seem that way, because this game is easy. We finally got the Kazakiri, aka Tempest. Oh, come on. Oh. Well, that's a bit of a shame to go into the next battle with Cyan dead. I don't know. Do you get a full heal here? I don't recall. Mogler and Blizzard. Oh yeah, because of Shiva. I was really confused there for a minute. Oh, you get this little break. And you know, that went well enough. I'll just save. There are a couple battles here that are interesting. They're easy to miss in a normal playthrough. Should I consider these Espers? Probably not. Phantom ends up being a very boring Esper when you realize that it's got more white magic than black magic, so you take Demi away from it and you got Berserk and Vanish. Who cares? Someone probably cares. This is kind of funny, but for the next fight, and because of things like this, I think I'm going to throw my Thunderblade back on. I should also really sort this stupid list. Yeah, Chaser, fairly unique fight. Only appears in this area that you can walk through in about 25 steps. So perfectly possible to get through the game without ever encountering chasers. How close is Mog to learning Rasp and Osmos? Not that I really need to lollygag around until that's figured out, but for some reason I feel like I should. It'll be one battle, so... Because you could be encountering these guys. Why not? They lived through that, eh? As of the end of our Zozo reunion, I have a lot of tents now. So I could use Ifrit. He can't use Unicorn. He can use Maduin, but that'd be dumb. Catoblepas is a nice one for black magic. Can't actually use Phantom, which is kind of funny. Bismarck is pointless. So basically Ifrit and Catoblepas. Let's go with this one. We'll go basically in order, because why not? And I'm going to hit this arrange button. Okay. Hopefully this next part won't be too bad. I didn't expect another battle. Let's make it so that this battle never happened. Which isn't quite true, it should be noted. The battle did in fact happen, it just wasn't won by either side. And the reason I say that is because you can run from a fight in this game, and the battle still, or the game still records that you have engaged in that battle, and that matters because of the way the belt works. Crap! What a mess, he said. That's funny. What are the odds that, you know, these cranes were put here to intercept aircraft directly above the base of the Imperial capital, and that is where the airship is flying? This is another one of those boss battles in this game that are just... You really gotta suspend your disbelief. Same as basically every Ultros fight and a bunch of others. It's a boss battle that's just silly. Silly as heck. What is that, sirs? Here comes Mog to say nothing. Now, which one of these guys is allergic to lightning? If I find that out, my problems will be gone. Should I take a risk here? Oh, wow! My problems really are gone. Okay. Now that we've sorted our items, we've got a very bad weapon equipped for this battle. Let's try Ice Brand. This particular crane absorbs lightning attacks, so we are staying clear of that. We're gonna do other things to it. Oh, I might be reflecting a nasty, nasty poison spell onto myself in a second here. Yeah. All Setzer is in this battle as an item bot, really. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh man, that was stupid. That was really quite stupid. I need Cyan to attack, is what I need. Forgetting my own advice. I'm glad I took out the one easily. I don't actually want Mog to attack. In fact, I'm not sure I want Mog to do anything. Because I think anything he will do will be awful, so... I wonder why he chose to face the wrong way. Oh, okay. We beat the cranes. And I'd like to say things are going to get a lot simpler now in terms of party selection and such, but it's not quite true. Because we get a forced party in a short while. That'll include Terra and Locke, so... And Locke's super high level. I don't want to use him for a little while, frankly, because it's going to affect all our level averaging. I think we're going to get level average kicked in the butt here. Momentarily, but despite that. And the level averaging isn't necessarily bad, especially in this playthrough. The only level up bonus that even exists... Look at that Mog standing there. He's going to ruin the whole cutscene. I think he did already. I wonder if that's going to happen again. I wonder if this is actually where it's going to break the game. Because, like, if Mog appears in a doorway or something, we're screwed. That would be so weird. Is it a Moogle? Fake choice. There was a good discussion. It's on both the Game FAQ's Classic Gaming board and the Final Fantasy 1 board now. My fault. Someone asking, is Final Fantasy 1 a WRPG as opposed to a JRPG? I mean, clearly it's Japanese, but it's also very closely tied to original D&D mechanics. And, you know, it's missing certain elements that one would say are characteristic of a WRPG, such as negotiation and free choice. But I would say those are limitations of software development of the time. So, I don't know. The game is still strategic, and it's very D&D based. So, it's strategic. I've talked before about Final Fantasy 1. The game does expect you to run from encounters. If you're not running from encounters, you're doing something a little bit odd. So, yeah, is Final Fantasy 1 WRPG? I think that's debatable. But by this point, I think a lot of JRPG conventions were already pretty much stabilized. Like, you know, floating scenes of sex with mythical creatures. I think that's what's happening here. Here's that baby sprite I was talking about earlier. That's something awful hack. They replaced the flowers that Celeste throws off the balcony with the baby sprite. It's pretty silly. I don't advocate throwing babies. I've got a baby. I like the baby. But it's silly. Look at all those exclamation marks. That was not in vanilla. But I do remember this text box being very awkward in vanilla. So odd, just like 2 years ago. It was strange sounding. I think the ellipses actually help here, but I feel like there's a lot of ellipses in the Ted Woolsey Uncensored. And by ellipses, I mean ... You know, that thing Squall always says. Usually I don't see that thing where people say that Gestalt looks like a dog. Gestalt. But now I see he looks a lot like a dog. Like Snoopy, kinda. Looks a lot like Snoopy. Now they've joined the Imperial Army. To go. To go. To go, really. That's strange. And with that big space there. That's weird. And that's Ted Woolsey Uncensored Edition. I don't care. There's some things being changed here, and maybe a little bit questionable. Shriek! Well, there's missing punctuation there. It's starting to look a little sloppy. I might need to inform someone about this. I like the idea behind the hack, but there's problems. And we're all spin slowly. Oh. It's not quite a spin. This could / should / may enable the morph command for all of the black mages because of the way I implemented them. It might end up that they all turn into Terra, Esper Terra. Might look stupid. We'll have to see what even happens. It might also cause a crash, I'm not sure. Terra's not concerned that there's a Moogle in the room. No, I don't need to know a technique. So do I have Mog walking around down here now? Where does Mog normally show up on the blackjack? Does anyone ever go in there? Which I guess must be like Setzer's sex den. I find it a little funny that Mog isn't visible here. I'm not, you know, I don't think it's cause for concern, but I expected it. Yeah, we got level averaged. Okay, so we're gonna take our lowest level people, basically. So here's our black mage. I probably have to bring Terra. There's our black mage. We only have one white mage. We are going to use our low level thief. And here's our knights. We'll take Cyan because they're the same level, and Cyan's got equips. Sure. He'll want Ice Brand. And I mean that because of kind of the next area. Sabin did already learn. Yeah, okay. That's kind of irrelevant, whatever. Oh, but they should probably both wear triangle hats. Well, I guess I can give her the Thunder Rod again, but, well, I'll give her the Thunder Rod, because she's already got Shiva equipped. Yeah, this is why am I overthinking this? I am overthinking this, aren't I? Okay, shut up, me. You use the Hermes shoe. This combo was working pretty nicely for Locke. The Thief Bracer. Maybe they're... Maybe I never set that to be usable by Gao or something, because it doesn't appear to be here. That would be an oversight. I'll come back to that. I've been keeping my white mage with a ribbon and a hero ring, which is nice for me. And I've been keeping my black mages with lots of earrings. Thief Bracer, did I overlook it or what? Maybe I still have it only equipable by Locke. I'll have to change that. That would be a weird thing to have overlooked. But whatever. I think I remember how to fly the airship in this game. Quickly. I don't know if I've tried it, but it'd be fun to go through the mines and end up in town without triggering that scene. I think usually I have Edgar in here. I feel like he has lines, does he not? They don't give you a lot of direction in terms of where you're actually supposed to go. I think these shops get an upgrade. Does this one get an upgrade? I'm not certain. Nobody can use the black belt. You can buy Hermes shoes, and fairly inexpensively for what they are, I would say. But I don't think I'm going to. Because I want to see what else there is, basically. Oh, poison rod. That's great. Did I do that, or is that always there? Boomerang. Those are nice. Those are nice. And now I've used all my money. Is Hawkeye always same damage from back row? I think it is. Huh. Oh, wow. Some goodies. I mean, I don't know how much of this stuff I need. Power Sash is nice. Why don't I have money? I feel like usually I have tons of money to spend at this point. Did I make foolish purchases, or should I sell some tents? I don't really feel the need to sell anything. I can sell these, I guess. And I say that because there's only one character in the game who can equip those now. Any real benefit in these? Probably not. I think I have what I need. What about more weapons? Do I need more weapons? I wasn't sure I had enough, but now I got tons of Dragoon boots lying around. The rods are fine. I'm only ever going to equip one Hawkeye, I guess. Morningstar. Yeah, we're good. Okay. You know what would be fun to check is if Lone Wolf shows up. Oh, geez, that's a big power bonus. I never noticed that before. Forget it. Yeah, ditto. Cool. I mean, stamina doesn't matter at all. Ever. Let's see if Lone Wolf shows up. Just because that would kind of mean I busted things. I busted things a little, it's been evident, but... it opens. Interesting. For the trip to the sealed gate, you do need to bring Terra, don't you? Don't you? Whatever. Yes, I believe you do. Is there anything else worth doing in terms of just exploring right now? Oh, you know what? There is one thing for sure. And it's Seraphim. Do I have the money? I know I just sold things. I think I need 2,000 only. Unlike the ones in the Opera House, those are an arm and a leg. That was 3,000. Okay. Seraphim. With an E. That's a nice Esper. Let's do Carbuncle though, because why not? the soldiers. Let's get this over with. That's all same as vanilla. Not that I was really expecting that would be dramatically different in some way, but... yeah, down here you can't access this until much later. There's a bunch of goodies in that room. Pretty good ones. I think you get a whole other Hermes shoes and a couple other random nice things. This is actually a pretty fun area to go to in the context of this variant playthrough. For one thing, it's got a lot of character-specific items like that one. It's an assassin dagger, which you see in other games. Technically a downgrade, and definitely not worth using here. But I have it because it's an assassin dagger, equipable by thieves, knights, same as FF5, and black mages even. I'm not going to do that. These enemies are pretty nasty. The one's called Lich in particular. They can use some pretty high-level spells. And I'm going to focus on one at a time, because these guys introduce us to Life Shaver, which is not super fun. It was fairly long, but I also didn't, you know, pull out any big guns. This is something good, right? Oh, Tempest. That's not going to do me any good. Okay. There's going to be a lot of that here, and almost everywhere going forward. Normally you'd be, like, whipping out your aura bolts and whatnot here. We're not doing that. We don't have the option. Oh, the Scion's nice and strong, though. I'm sure the power sash helps somewhat. I can't tell if Hawkeye's damage is being cut in half or not, but Scion is off. Oh, you know why? That's an ice weakness. That'll do it. I made Haiji's I'm not Japanese. Equipable by anyone, and it just increases your money, because coin toss serves no purpose in this playthrough. I don't think I'm going to use it, because that seems a little cheap to me, ironically. I was just thinking of, what can I repurpose in a way that's fair? Was kind of the gist. I believe these enemies, these guys, they're called Zombones in the original, which... Are these Zombones, or are these fossil things? I think these are Zombones. What was I going to say about them? They're nice in the original because Sabin often comes in with a loadout at this point in the game of fire knuckles that he earned back in Zozo as his best weapon, and poison knuckles as his second best, or maybe I've got those backwards. And very few enemies here are weak against fire. In fact, most of them benefit from fire. So yeah, it's a nice place to... Sabin can benefit from his fire against Zombones and his Aura Bolt against pretty much anything else. Uh-oh. That's a zombie attack. Zombie attacks aren't fun. Oh, I want to get that chest. I forget if that's something super significant, but one of them around here is the Atma weapon, so that's kind of a big deal. Or probably Ultima weapon. I was thinking about my low money, but I don't think it's because I fleed battles, because I still fought a reasonable number of battles in the Magitech factory. I only ran for maybe 10. Why don't we fight these guys? That way I won't feel bad about it. Let's guess fire on this guy because of the thing I was just saying. And we'll get rid of that possibility of a zombie-ing attack. Zombie-ing. Uh-oh, life shaver. Ugh. There's a bit of a command delay on Prey, so it's kind of funny that that acted before the attack there. I think that'll do 0. And that's because it's based on how much hit points the enemy has lost. It caps out at how much that enemy has lost, and that enemy had lost 0, so... That's why you see Life Shaver doing funny things. Sometimes in the game you'll see Life Shaver doing really strange things and you'll wonder, what the heck does this attack even do? And that's partly because it is an earth-based health draining attack. And so if you absorb earth, you start seeing like the damage reverse and other oddities. I just said oddities as if it had the letter T at the beginning, but it doesn't. Now you know. Do I even want to fight these bozos? Let's do it. Oh, lots of levels there. I wonder if that will make any difference at all. No. Life Shaver is too much of a pain in the eyes. We'll fight all the ones that I don't feel like saying no about. It's only fair. If I'm going to complain about battles, I should have some that I don't complain about, right? Have these guys done damage to me at all? This seems like a strange fight. I also feel like my magic learning is much slower than it was in the research facility. I guess that has to do with picking Carbuncle. Well, whatever. Oh, Genji Glove. That's probably not going to do anything for me. Can anyone even use it? No. So these guys are going pretty much the way I want and expect. Too bad they only give one magic point, though. I don't know. Couldn't I just be doing this and hope it goes better? Can I steal those? Because if I can, then I'm going to change my strategy. Oh, well, that's at least as good in my book. Oops, why did I choose steel again? That was stupid. Everyone knows that every pile of bones emerging from the earth only carries one mythical bird's feathers. You know, feathers you use to revive people? Every skeleton only carries one. Terra learned Blizzard. That would be from Shiva, not from an equipped weapon. Those guys are undead, right? They look very undead. I just said like prairie. Prairie undead. Piri chicken undead. Gao can do pretty big damage to them because they're flying, and he has the Hawkeye equipped. Yeah, nice. I feel like the encounter rate is high in this cave. It's not a long cave, but you fight a buttload of enemies. I don't remember seeing whether he got the item or not. It doesn't matter too much. Boy, lots of levels here. I didn't anticipate that, really. Which one's the ninja button? Ninja button. You know how it is. This can be a bad fight. Can. I'm gonna try to make it not such a bad fight. I'm using actual cure instead of pray, because it's a bit stronger. nuts. Stuff buried in the plaza beneath the grand stairway. That's pretty close to vanilla, and that's a funny line, you know? It's hard to know what that's alluding to, even if you're experienced with the game. I think people generally know what it's talking about. But yeah, I thought that line might have been cleaned up, and it is not. Terra Thundera. That's from her Thunder Rod. I may as well equip a different weapon if I have something that'll teach something. Mithril Rod teaches Blizzard, but she's learned Blizzard. Don't know why I chose to do that. So Poison Rod is good. Higher attack. Probably teaches something poison related. Won't be very useful against any of the enemies here, but whatever. So here I am pressing A repeatedly as I walk around for reasons. This is that stuff under the grand stairway. I don't know if there's ever anything useful, and I can't imagine this was changed in the Woolsey Uncensored Edition hack. But pretty good bonus against flying enemies, that's for sure. I don't remember where all the things are. I know there's... I don't even know how many. Let's get out of here. Let's figure out this stairway business. Does this level have a... this area have a... peculiarly high encounter rate? Because it sure feels like it. I wonder if that's why it's all ninja stuff, because a ninja thought he had the monopoly on the stuff under the grand staircase. Oh, that cat's licking my foot again. I'm not too keen on that. I'm sure there's something right here. Yeah, okay. Whoop-de-doo, ninja, whoop-de-doo. Well, I'm getting constant side attacks with the exact same group. Each one I flee from, all of them during this grand stairway business. It's not on purpose, right? fantastic secret. Great job, somebody. Somebody at Square Enix, Squaresoft, a long time ago. Come on, bring something more original next time, bad guys. I'm gonna want some money when I get to Thamaza, though. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll fight them this time. I'm gonna open myself to some really bad life shavers here. Again. It wasn't exciting last time. Oh, amulet. Okay, that's a good steal. I think I bought one kind of for the sake of having one. I was just about to hit steal again, so it's kind of nice to not have done that. Sabin learn, reflect, and slow. So that's them learning it from their triangle hats, actually. Because both Sabin and Terra both just learned slow. Slow, again, one of those spells that throughout the series has been very inconsistent as to whether it is considered white magic or black magic. So I've considered it both, and both white mages and black mages have access to slow. That Magicite item, I found it very confusing in my first couple playthroughs. There's that part in the earlier in the stream, in the Magitech Research Facility, Ultima Weapon. That's fun, it's not good yet. Where you get all the Espers at once and it says received Magicite, and so every time I opened a chest and it said received Magicite, I thought an Esper was actually being added to my inventory. How does that do? It's really not that strong. But, you know, they're not weak against ice or anything. So, yeah, that part where it says received Magicite, I wish that was something more like received the Espers and then their names. I would like that a little bit. Maybe that's just me. When I have problems with a game caused by my own compulsions, I try not to blame the creators. I try. Huh, how do I get that? No, we're not messing around with a battle with messed up rows. I could probably have stood to have done something different with Sabin there. I mean, we had a preemptive round, and I think everyone's at full health. Oh, he's not. Oh, and Cyan just gained a level, so he's not. Okay. In that case, I did something perfect, and we should all celebrate. Here, Sabin, attack. You've got a brand new Morning Star. You're actually probably pretty strong. And not too bad. Ah, don't do that. I don't think I've ever gotten to the chest from this side first before. I've always explored it the other way around. I wonder if, like, the evasion bug has been addressed in this patch, right? And yet, Gao hits frequently with when he's blinded. It seems like... I don't know. I'm not sure if blind matters or not. It does seem like my characters, especially in the early game, were dodging more often than is typical in vanilla. Oh, okay, he missed. Alright, I think blind status does something in this game. Terra learned Raspin Osmos. We're gonna switch her Esper. To what? Not that. She can learn Imp. She can learn Fyra. She can learn Klatobla Pass stuff. Let's go with Fyra. That would actually be pretty handy here for, basically for Zombones, and that's it. It was novel, that brief period with Mog. Oh, love that perspective where she walks across the increasingly narrow bridge. Sorry, having Mog when I wasn't supposed to, and you know, worrying about him trying to get some dialogue called that didn't exist. That didn't seem to matter then. Why did they script that? That's so silly looking. This is just dreadful. I wonder what would happen if I used Flee. Oh. I wonder what happens to this gate later in the game. Frightful energy? He uses that line a few times. It stands out to me. It's just strange sounding. Frightful energy. There's some kind of bug or omission related to how many stones are supposed to fall. I think there might have been like one extra that was supposed to fall, but they found there were too many sprites on the screen. Something like that, as some kind of incomplete piece of trivia I'm offering. Look, let's return to the airship. Free Phoenix down. Because every pile of bones emerging from the ground has one. I never encountered those Lich enemies. They're in the first couple rooms. Yeah, here's one. I'm kind of glad to encounter him, but not happy to be in this fight with a back attack. Okay, this isn't going to be so bad. That's such a weird thing. Okay. Uh-oh, we got a battle with two black mages here. We've already had one. It's gonna be forgivable. Because Setzer had no magic, no equipment. I will have to check on the Thief Glove, though. Or the Thief Bracer, whatever it's called. Where are they going? I wonder. There was a weird space there between Setzer and the exclamation marks again. And that's funny, there was a dialogue for a second there where nothing was showing. I was waiting for it to show, but I needed to press A to advance it. This reminds me of the meteors in Final Fantasy V. I wonder how similar the programming is. And that's how Galuf came to the Final Fantasy VI world. Okay, once again, I don't think we've been re-leveled. Hey, here's Mog. We're gonna take the lowest level person in each category. So Knight, Thief, we got our choice of Locke and Gao. Gao's still low. White Mage, our only choice is Sabin. Black Mage, we got all the choices. So we'll pick Setzer for a change. And he still has no magic, so that'll be fun. I think Shiva's the right thing to learn first. Because of Osmos, basically. He can learn a little more depending on what equips we give him too. So if he gets a Rod, he'll learn Fire. Mithril Rod, he'll learn Blizzard. Thunder Rod, he'll learn Thundara. Poison Rod, he'll learn Poison. And we could be really clever and have him not need Rama. May as well. Give him a triangle hat. This is, I mean, the same as he was just using. You probably don't want to shield Edgar. I don't even know that we're going to be fighting much. We'll have a couple randoms on the overworld. We'll have, I guess, a couple enemies during dinner, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's worth it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted Gyga's Glove and Hyper Wrist. And you can use the Hero Ring. You can use the ribbon. You are a Black Mage. You will have 2 earrings, which is kind of silly because you have no magic yet, but whatever. And you get the same things we talked about before. You can use Hermes shoes. You're supposed to have access to a Thief Bracer, but I probably made a minor mistake there. So why don't you use... something. I don't really care. I did Espers, right? Yeah, I did Espers. Okay, I think we're good. I'm probably going to want that money later. I'll just sell 10 tents or something. This is a fun place to be. Scenic Miranda. Alright, I'm gonna save, I'm gonna be done for tonight. And I say that because I had talked about my kids being sick. I'm in charge of them tonight. It could end up being awful. We'll see. I have enough energy that I could keep playing for a good while longer, but I think the right thing to do is to stop. Any preferred parties going forward? Feel free to comment and let me know who you want to see more of. I mean, we don't have every member yet, but eventually we're going to have completely free choice, so let me know. I've had a lurker the whole time. I checked to make sure if it was someone I know, and I don't know you, but thanks for joining me. And I'm going to go. Thanks.